elevation, and we're going to simply paste. We're going to zoom out, and there is that elevation again. Now, that corner right there is the corner, basically is 0, 0, 0. So let's move this back that direction. Let's see, which one of these lines would be the best one? Okay, I'm going to say the inside one. So we'll go down here and select the Move tool. Come over here and click on the corner. Just start the move and then go up and tab. And you'll see at the upper left-hand corner, 0, 0, 0, and then hit enter. And then do Command F to fit. And you can see that elevation has flopped in that corner. So that corner is locked up. So what we want to do now, but it's totally wrong orientation. So the first thing we want to do is rotate it. So go down to the Move tool. Click on Rotate. Now we want to go back down here and do the XY plane. Go down here and get in close enough so that you can see where your points are. Click on the point. Rotate up on your line. Now this time we want to rotate it this way. So we rotate it around 90 degrees. Now we want to rotate it up. So we go down here. Now this time we're going to be rotating it in the other direction. So see how these planes work for you? So you still got your rotation tool, and over here, just so you notice, this is making no copy. This could be a copy and a move. This is multiple copies. I'll show you that later. But go down here and click on this. And it doesn't really make any difference. You don't have to be on the elevation at all. You can be up here in midair if you want to. But you want to rotate it around this direction. And so there you have it. Now what we want to do is we want to have this over here. So what we're going to do is go back to the Move tool. We're going to go down to just simple move. And we're going to make sure that we're in the XY plane. We're going to go down here. I'm going to select that corner. And we're going to slide it along. And see how there's a red line? That it'll go everywhere. But if you stay on that red line, the green dot will tell you that that's where you are. And just get it out in front of the front of the floor plan somewhere, out in that area. Okay, so that will work for us in the majority of it. We've got a situation here where we're at a 45, and it is better if we're looking at it straight on, and I'll show you how to do that. But this is a good starting point. So now let's go up to File and do a save. And let's call this Aaron's Church. And let's just plop it on the desktop for now, wherever you want to put it. Okay, so now go back over here and look at your layers palette, this one over here. The first thing we want to do is we want to create some walls. So we'll be dealing with the plan to get that information. So we really don't need to see the elevations at this point in time. So just turn them off. One click down is ghost, and you can see it's gray. Double click, it's off. So 2 clicks and you turn it off. Now above the plan, let's put model. We're going to call it model. All right, and I like to have, click on the layer and then move it up, and you can rearrange the layers however you want to. Let's make it the active layer. Let's turn off the side elevation, and now let's just ghost the floor plan. Now shortcuts, Command 6 is plan view, okay? And you'll see views up here, top, bottom, right, left, back. Get used to the shortcuts, these, okay? You can play around with this to your heart's content. So now what we want to do is we want to create a a solid mass that we can extrude up for the walls. Now, if we go back and look at the elevations, for instance, you can see that this block has one height, this block has another height, and it looks like this is just a simple port. So we're going to disregard that one. But this block and this block are the same height, where this one is not. So let's make this block and make these as individual blocks. So we'll go back to plan view, which is Command 6, and get your solid object here. And what you want to do is click on the box. When you do this, you're going to draw a rectangular box. Okay. If you click on this, you have an opportunity to sort of click around and make an irregular box. And when you get to the last point, if you just touch C, it'll close. C for close. Okay. So in our particular case, there's no irregular shapes to speak of. So we're going to just and I just did Command Z undo twice to get rid of those things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to 0, 0 first, and click on it, and just drag a box. And I find, for me, this is the way I like to work. And if you go to Command 2, okay. I've drawn a box. It's actually, I'm going to do the Option command, and it's a plane. That's why it's not working. All right. The reason is that when I drew this, if you look over here, I was not drawing a solid. I was drawing a plane. So bear with me here. I'm going to go back down to 0, 0. Click and draw a box. Okay, this is a pyramid. If you look over here in the tool options box, you'll see that I'm drawing a period. I'm going to click the Option key, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the rectangle, and then if you look down here, I have a rectangle, and I'm going to guess it's 20 feet high. I don't know, just because 20 feet. If you do, we'll just click. And now these arrows allow you to modify the shape after you've drawn it. So I'm going to simply go here and grab this arrow and go over, and I'm going to zoom in. You can do all these things at the same time. I'm going to zoom in until that is right at that corner, and I'm going to click. Then I'm going to grab this one, and I zoomed out. I did it with my fingertip. And I'm going to go all the way to the back of the church here on this wall and click. And that, that's good for that. Okay. So when I go back up here and select the selection tool and click off, it disappears. If I hold the Command or the Control key down okay. I got to go make sure when looking over here, I got to be solid. I want to pick the object. I hold the Command key down and click on it. I get this dialog box. If you can see this, it says Show Controls. I have an opportunity at any point in the modeling process to move it around. Okay, so you can go back in here and modify this by showing controls, and those show controls will stay there until you click on it again with the Control key down and deselect Show Controls. Okay, so here I've got this other box that I know is a shorter height, if you will. So I'm going to go down to this corner. I'm going to start the drawing process, and I'm just going to get over here close. Okay, and the height again, I'm going to say 20 feet. 20 feet, and I just punched that in. You'll see up there near the top 20 feet, and enter. Okay, now I'm going to just take this yellow And I'm just going to go over, and when it gets close to the side of that other rectangle, it'll snap to it. Okay? I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to start moving it up, and I'm just going to slide over here, and I'm going to see how it's going to snap to the corner. So now I know they're perfectly lined up the way they're supposed to be. All right? Now, obviously that is not anywhere near the right height, so I'm simply going to go over here to and pick the arrow, and I'm just going to drag it up. I don't care where it is at this point. I'm just going to drag it up because we're going to use the elevations to determine our correct height. Well, for instance, like right now, because I'm looking at it at an angle, I could simply grab this yellow rectangle and come over here and snap to that line, and it's where it's supposed to be. I could go to this. I want to deselect. I want to go to this one, holding the control key down, show controls. Go over here to the yellow. This is the vertical height. Go to the yellow. Go down here to the eve line, right? I'm going to zoom in so I can see it. Yeah, okay, snap to it. It will snap to it. There we go. Well, actually, probably this other one's the best place for that to snap to. So, and don't worry about this right now because we can change that at any point. So we've got now these two boxes, okay, and that's a good way to start to get your model in position. Holding the Option Command key down around allows you to move around in 3D space, and this other box that we have, I'm just going to start on the line there somewhere, and I'm going to come over and I'm just going to snap to the side of the building, and I'm going to, oops, now here's that pyramid again. So before I do anything, I don't want to click with my mouse. I'm just tapping the Option key, and if you look over at your tool options, you click, keep clicking until you get to the one you want, the rectangle, and then move your mouse, and it'll change to that shape. Click, move up to the top of that other box. Now we've got to come over here, and where does that thing end? Oh, it ends right there. So I'm going to grab this yellow over and until it's where it's supposed to be, and I'm going to click on it. And then this corner up here has got to go up and line up with this guy. So that's where it's going to be. So now we've got we'll call them the building blocks of this church set up. Okay, so I don't want to give you too much at one time. That's quite a bit of stuff, but I will get back to you on the next one. See you later.